This is a call out video to myself. Listen, I am a person who is on a creative journey. Let's get creative. And I think that most creatives can relate when I say, I don't know what I'm doing. And sometimes I don't want to do anything. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, why? What's the point of literally anything you're doing? You should probably just give up now. My motivation has always kind of been up and down. When it's up, I'm like up in the clouds, feeling like I could literally do anything and be anything and accomplish anything if I just keep working at it. And when I'm down, I feel like this is all just a big giant waste of time and space, and I just like feel like I'm just kind of on a free fall, feel like I'm floating on a piece of space debris down into the depths of the universe at the speed of light. And here's the thing, if you want to do something, you just kind of have to do it. Like, you can't really afford not to be motivated when you're doing something creative and you're doing it on your own. And as someone who can have very low energy, sometimes I really have to force myself to do things. In my opinion, like when you're on a block, like when you're on a creative block, you kind of just have to keep making things. Because if you sit there and you don't make anything, then the longer you wait, I feel like you're kind of building up pressure and you're kind of like, well, the thing I create when I like come back has to be so great. But I think when you feel a creative block, if you just keep making things and just kind of accept that some of them aren't going to be that good, and then you'll know kind of going forward what you don't want to make, if that makes sense. Now, this could also be dangerous because you don't want to get burnt out on what you're doing. You don't want to just be like, well, everything I'm making is bad, so I hate my hobby now. So I don't really have all the answers, but I think for me personally, what works is like experimenting and just like continuing to create things even if it's not that good. And just like figuring out what works for me and what doesn't. But basically, believe in yourself. Like, give yourself some credit. Don't doubt yourself. And that's way easier said than done, like way easier. Everybody doubts themselves. You really just don't need that. Like, you don't need self-doubt because like, why not just go all in? Like, why not? What do you have to lose? Go all in. If you doubt yourself, all you're gonna get is a bunch of like, am I wasting time? Am I doing something that's not even gonna get me a result? Am I just screaming into the void right now? Am I creating bad art? Am I on the wrong path? All that does is make you confused and kind of sit in that confusion and dwell in it. Eventually that kind of leads to wasting time. Even though I don't really believe in wasting time, I believe that there's always time for more things. Like, I mean, maybe that's a naive thought because I'm like still pretty young in life, but like from where I'm standing, I believe there's always time for more things, and there is no such thing as wasting time, especially because every experience you have, you learn from, even in the smallest of ways. But if you want to look at it that way, I think that sitting around and doubting yourself is more of a waste of time than just going all in on something. If you're just feeling iffy about whatever, the best thing you can really do is really dive into it, because why not? Like, what do you think? You're gonna look stupid if you dive into it? Just pretend for like 2 seconds that you're just so great and cool and everyone in the whole world is on your side and thinks you're awesome and wants you to do what you're doing. If that helps you get something done and push yourself, then just try to pretend that for just a day. And I do pretty much believe that nobody really knows what they're doing. Even like people who seem like they've accomplished a lot at a young age, like famous people, I still kind of believe they feel the free fall sometimes too. Maybe some people in this world are more confident and believe in themselves more than others, but I do believe that we all doubt ourselves sometimes. We all feel like we're spiraling through space sometimes with no specific direction or destination. I think that's fine. I don't think we have to have it all mapped out. Because you know what? People who map out their lives, honestly, a lot of the time they don't end up following that path that they were so sure that they were gonna do. I forget who told me this, but someone told me that like most people end up doing something different than whatever their undergrad major was in college. Personally, I have used my college degree for absolutely nothing, but that definitely applies to me, although I still do have a lot of years to live. hopefully. Sometimes I get kind of caught up in the idea that I wasted time when I was in college because I didn't make any lasting friends, I had a miserable time, and I'm not using my degree for anything. But I think I learned from that experience. As much as I kind of wish that I could have used my college years to pursue something that I actually like might have cared about more, or that I tried harder to make friends and ended up at least with some lasting relationships, or at the very least didn't spend so much time crying in my bedroom. I think that if I hadn't have gone through all of that, I wouldn't know how not to like get myself in that situation again, if that makes sense. I've spent a lot of time doing nothing, but I've also spent a lot of time reflecting on things. That was a tangent. I was talking about motivation, wasn't I? Bottom line is, if you've ever believed in yourself and felt really motivated in what you were doing, even if it was just for a second, you know that you have it in yourself to feel that way. You're capable of doing that all on your own without anybody else's validation, because at the end of the day, no one's gonna be there to keep pushing you. Nobody's gonna be holding your hand and pulling you along on your journey. Your journey is your own journey, and if you don't believe in yourself, it's just not really gonna work, and you kind of have to know that. Force yourself to believe in what you're doing and what you're creating, even if you have to fake it till you make it, I guess. We all judge ourselves pretty harshly. I feel like you wouldn't judge your friend the same way that you're judging yourself, you know what I mean? Like if your friend was doing something cool and creative, you would be like, keep doing it, you're great, love you. But if you're doing something, you're like, ugh, I'm trash, everything I'm doing is trash. Like, why can't I do this better or be more like this or like whatever, you know? Just no matter what you're doing, it's not a waste. Like, if you want to try something and even if it doesn't work out, it's not a waste. If you wanted to do it at one point and thought it was cool at one point in your life, then that's fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. Life is about trying things and failing and succeeding and just, you know, flowing. I feel like I'm gonna sound like a hippie again, but just like flowing and letting the universe kind of carry you through things. I feel like this video went in a very weird direction. Like, I always say that my videos are a ramble, but I feel like this was a huge ramble. Oh boy, editing this is gonna be fun. I just feel so like, I don't know what I feel. Sometimes I feel weird and I feel like I'm this like giant ball of like, this is what I feel like a lot. Let me show you in art form. This is me, twins. I just had to make this video because I have a long list of video ideas written down, and for some reason I just keep looking at the list and being like, I don't want to do that, 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 or that, or that, or that. Don't feel like it, I don't know. So that led me here to talking to you about motivation. I'll bounce back, I always do. As I said, ups and downs. It's what life always is, isn't it? I hope you guys watch this. I hope someone watched this and liked it. I really hope you're doing well. Leave me a comment if you're cool. I will see you guys next time. Peace. Oh, I can't do it. I see if I still feel a focus on